No, not really. He feels better. He's had let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today will be Thursday off, and he feels better. Uh, and like I said before, the the MRIs and things like that have been done, uh, tell us that there's a good chance he's going to get better quickly. That it's not something that should linger too long if, in fact, we treat it and rest it appropriately now. So a lot will depend on how he feels 24 hours from now, if he's able to practice, and if he's able to practice, and he'll play, and if he's not able to practice, and then I would say he would not play.
When you're making that decision, do you think long term and
Well, yeah,
maybe it's just better to sit him for a game and
I think long term. That's kind of a. Of course, you think long term, but also, you also know that he'll have a better chance to perform. In games in the future, the less time he's off now too. So we're not going to do anything to jeopardize him at all. Uh, but based on the doctors and the trainers, and they'll make the call along with Joe on him being honest with them on how he's feeling. A lot of times there's no reason to hold guys out if they're healthy too. So we'll make that determination in the next few days.
what's he doing this week? Just shooting or
He's not doing anything. I saw him. He dressed out for practice yesterday and actually did absolutely nothing. Dressed out. So I guess he felt like he was still part of the team. But I don't even think he shot free throws yesterday.
What are the things on film you saw from him that he just didn't look like himself the last couple games?
Uh, well, he's landing on one foot. He's not exploding. He's looking around to see if he's going to get hit, as opposed to initiating contact, because he's sore, and hurts in different areas. And so, yeah, I think there's some, certainly some signs that he hasn't been himself. But like I said before, it would be like, to me, if you're running back and your high ankle sprain hadn't totally healed, but you could be out there, but you're still not going to be near as effective. And that's kind of where Joe is right now.
Coach, is there an update on Jamari? Have you made a decision on whether he'll be back or not this weekend?
Jamari and I are going to visit today, and I'll hold off on that until after we visit today. But there's, if, I certainly anticipate that visit going well, though. So.
Bill, with something like defending, the dribble penetration, at this late point in the year, is this something that you could still improve on? Do you just try to work around it? What do you try to do?
That's a great question, Jesse. But the thing about it is, if you look at us against K-State, how do we score all our points? Dribble penetration. It's the hardest thing to guard. The ball is the hardest thing to guard. So they hurt us on dribble penetration a lot, and they definitely hurt us on ball screen defense, more so than we hurt them on ball screen defense. But in this particular game, we did not defend the rim worth the flip, and we certainly allowed the ball to get in too tight off the bounce. And I do think that you can get better doing it, but I also think it comes a point in time where it's pride also. And just not allowing it to happen. And I thought that there were some times where we've done a really good job with it, with the exact same players and the exact same skill set, as the times that we haven't done as good a job with it. And I really think a lot of us just want to, and being tougher and being mentally into it. We've had guys totally sacrifice their offense to guard the other team's best player, and things like that. And the other night, we didn't have that type of mindset. So I certainly think that we can get better at it, but I don't know if it's as much technique as it is wanting to really get better at it.
You talked about the ball screen defense. Is there a toughness element to that too for your guys?
Well, getting through it, obviously, but like Joe didn't move very well. and so Joe didn't move very well, and he didn't get back to his man a couple of times. I think a lot of it was breakdowns. They probably scored 5 baskets off ball screen defense where they got a pick and roll or something like that. And I'd say 2 of them were probably plays we just didn't make, and 3 of them were probably breakdowns and not being as in tune to what we should be doing.
Coach, since you've been here, and more specifically, I guess, this year, how much emphasis do you put on winning the Big 12 versus some of the other big picture goals for your team?
No, it's the same every year. So it's the same emphasis every year. You know, if you're the best team in this league, there's a great chance you're going to have an opportunity to play for the highest of stakes in March, and that's been the case. I guess there's been 2 years since we've won the league that we did not make it to the second weekend out of the 9 or whatever. But other than that, it's, you know, when you get into that Sweet 16 type games, those are games that are coin flip games, and those are games that can certainly go either way, and those are the games of the highest of stakes from the Sweet 16 game on. And you know, we've been in 7 of the last 9 of those, I think, and in large part because, you know, if you're the best team in your league, you should be competing in those games. So I think they kind of go hand in hand, to be honest with you.
Coach, when teams go through tough losses like that, what you find out things about your team? What did you find out about your team after the loss to K-State?
I don't know yet. We haven't played since, and we've only had one 75-minute practice, so because we had to take Tuesday off. So I know they care, but I knew that beforehand. And you say tough losses. And yeah, to me, it was a tough loss, but because it's a game that obviously, you know, you got you're heading overtime and a couple of times, and you got to be able to close out games better. But the reality of it is, across America, everybody has tough losses. I mean, everybody does. Syracuse is the one team that hasn't had a tough loss, I guess, in Wichita State, but Syracuse especially, they could have had how would they have bounced back if the shot didn't go in from 40 feet last night? And I think when you compete in the best league in America, I think by most everybody's judgment, and you're 9-2 after 11 games, and you played 6 of the games on the road, and you played good competition, I don't think that's doing bad. So you know, I think what we should learn, if we learn anything, which I hope we have, is that if we can't make other teams play bad, especially away from home, then your chances of success aren't very good. And we didn't do anything to make K-State play poorly the other night, I didn't think.
Talk about one of your big picture goals was lowering turnovers. It seems like lately you guys have done a pretty good job of that, and you've been happy with at least trying to take care of it.
We had 11 the other night in 45 minutes. And the last time we played K-State, I mean, we had 0 at halftime. You know, and I think like 10 for the game. So we've done a good job against them taking care of the ball. I think certain type of teams probably give us more of a problem in taking care of the ball than others. But I think we were decent against West Virginia too. So maybe we're on an uptick there as far as you know, limiting our bad possessions offensively.
How do you think Brandon played during the comeback?
Brandon Green?
Yeah.
I thought he did good. Yeah, I thought he was a spark. I thought he played with more energy. I thought he was definitely one of our better performers without question, but especially there late. He was good.
Is this time of year, is it naturally like the toughest part of the year to get guys energized and motivated, this kind of mid-February period where March is still kind of far off and you're 2.5 months into the season?
I guess I never look at it like that. I don't see how you can't. You only play 35 games. I don't see how you can't be excited every game. So, but I think if it was baseball and you get to August or whatever, those are probably dog days. And I'm sure football season's the same way. That you get late in the season, that it becomes more of a grind. The thing about it is, this time of year, more than anything, it's not so much if you get yourself energized as much as it is how does your body feel. There's a lot of tired bodies across America right now. There's a lot of guys that got a lot of nicks, and a lot of guys that are playing with turned ankles or this or that, and they're sore but they're not hurt, and things like that. And I do think that's natural this time of year.
Anything else?
And what about Connor's progress, Frank Kent?
Yeah, I thought Connor has done well too. You know, I get asked questions like this all the time. You know, whether it be Connor, whether it be Brandon, whether it be Landon Lucas, and everything. And the thing about it is that they've all done well. They've all done well. It's just they haven't had the same opportunities some of the other guys have, because of the other guys. If you were to ask me, you know, how's Selden been, or how's Wiggins been, or how's, you know, Mason been, at times you can make a strong case that those guys have been pretty good. But they've all done well, and that's one of the great things about our team moving forward, even into next year, I think, is that, you know, we got a lot of guys that'll be chomping at the bit to get minutes that maybe they didn't get the opportunity to earn near as many this year. So.
What do you think about TCU? They still haven't got a win.
No, and they haven't got a win. They're going to beat somebody, and I honestly believe that. They're much improved over last year, and last year they beat us and beat Oklahoma both handily. So they'll get one, and certainly they'll come in and they'll play man, they'll play zone, and you got to execute. But if you look at their scores and things like that, even Iowa State, Edom goes for 48, and still it's a 9-point game late or whatever at Ames. So and that's with a guy getting 48. So it's just a matter of time before they bust through.
What do you think of the emergence of SMU under Larry?
I think it's awesome. Under Larry and Jank. Okay, let's give Jank a little credit. Of course, Jarence would want half the credit too. But I think it's awesome to see where they've been, and to see the interest level and the new arena, and bringing kind of college basketball excitement back to the Metroplex. I think it's really cool. And to be ranked and everything, that's quite an accomplishment in a short amount of time. Of course, everybody that knows him knows that it would happen. It's probably happened sooner than what even most people thought, but it's very cool to see.
Bill, in regards to some guys kind of being beat up, does the Saturday, you guys play so many of those big Monday games, does the Saturday, Monday schedule have anything to do with that at all?
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, sure it would. But that's not the way it is. Like, we probably play more of the one-game turnarounds than most teams, but everybody that you play on Monday also played on Saturday too. So, I mean, everybody's got the same thing going. But I do think the Saturday, Monday is great preparation for the NCAA tournament, because that Sunday is what it's going to be like on the Saturday between Friday and Sunday, you know, during the tournament. So if that made any sense at all. But I think it's good. I'd much rather be playing in those games than not be playing in them.
Do you think any guys will be back on NBA All-Star break?
Yeah, I don't know who else coming back, though. We got several that have told us they're coming back, but I don't have the definite list. And the way most of my guys have operated in the past, we probably won't know until about 5 p.m. tomorrow that they're in town and need tickets. So that's kind of how my guys operate.
Anything else?
Okay, guys. See you.